Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be breaking down the $407 loss that I took today while trading live with the team. Losses happen. They are not something that I ever want to lead anybody into, but at times they are unavoidable. It's day number 70 of the account challenge. We're coming off of a $2,300 win from yesterday. We did take a larger loss, if you will, today, but compared to these gains from yesterday, it's minimal. So let's talk about what happened in the trades that we took. So I'm going to move to the 1 minute time frame here on SPY. We had a gap down this morning and a short trigger placed on the watch list at 392. I was pulling that level off of the pre-market lows, thinking that this is a potential point of support. And sure enough, it was. We got the opening move up that rejected and came right back down. And we got the move down to 392. And in fact, I did take a trade here on my personal account. And I did mention this to everybody while trading live. I just didn't take this trade in the challenge account. But what I did do was utilize watch list rule number 3 and went long at the short trigger for the move up and wound up selling into this strength about midway through this candle, I think, for 10%. It did hit 10%. That trade was not taken in the challenge account, though, unfortunately. So I didn't really want to review that. The trades that I want to review are the losses, though, that were taken. So after we got this move up, this is our confirmation for me, seeing the volume here on this move and the run up to the high of day. This was my confirmation here to try to take this long for a dip on a dip entry for the next leg up. And so what I was looking for was this move here. So the pullback and then the go, right? And we never got that go. I took the entry long on this candle thinking that this level here should or could validate as a point of support. And as soon as I took the entry, we were green. We were actually up about 5 or 6% here. But again, I wasn't closing the position because what I was looking for was the breakout move from here. It was like a cup and handle formation coming off of a double bottom that had just broken the neckline, and I was looking for that neckline to validate as support. So I held, and I was holding, and we were up, and we were down, and we were back up, and then we were down, and I almost closed right here. And we went right back up and then right back down. And then I almost closed here again, but I was like, you know what? I was already down over here. I might as well just hold through. So I continued to hold through and we were back up. I think we were close to break even at this point, and then this drop happened. And so when that drop happened, I was like, you know what? This trade just isn't working out. Let's go ahead and cut the position. It was a starter size position. I was not in with full position size at the time. But the loss kind of got away from me here on this red candle. In hindsight, what I should have done was when this started to chop around like this and that first drop down kind of like faked out the shorts here and reversed back up, I probably should have just went ahead and taken the 5 or 6% profits on this. Because at this time, the stock definitely wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, right? I said we were looking to go long on the dip entry for the breakout move here. Since we never got that breakout move and we were stuck inside of all this chop, the better decision in here would have been to just close the position out. I had plenty of time to close it for a little bit of profit, had plenty of time to close it at break even, multiple opportunities here, but I held through. And holding through, even though it was a starter position, holding through and then letting this loss kind of get away from me on this candle still yielded about a 16% loss on that position. So it is what it is, right? Unfortunately, losses happen. We followed the trading plan. I tried to give it room to work. SPY was stuck in this choppiness range this morning, didn't want to break out, didn't want to give us follow through. And of course, as soon as I cut, it does run back up, and maybe we would have been able to get out for, I don't know, closer to 10% on this candle or on this wick there. But it did break down. It did break 392, and it did push lower and lower. So in hindsight, yeah, I had opportunities to get out green. Yeah, I had opportunities to close at break even. But I still feel like I made the right choice. Even though this is a loss, I still feel like I made the right choice by closing it here rather than holding and hoping and winding up closing it down here or over here or over here, for example. Okay, so that was loss number one. Number two, I took another loss. It was on Meta, META. Look at this on the 5-minute time frame. We had the breakout move topside, the pullback, and this is exactly the type of trade that we love to take. That breakout move over the long trigger at 165, we don't chase the move up. We wait for the dip entry, long off the dip, and look for the continuation follow through from here. We just didn't get it, right? So moving to the 1-minute time frame, here's the deal. Pull back to test 165 as a point of support. I did go long on this candle at the bottom near 165 and held through and held through and held through. It was looking good. And then the same thing happened to me that happened on SPY. We got that larger move down and I just went ahead and closed it on that drop. I was giving this trade room down to 164.5. That was my stop loss. So I wasn't going to cut it below 165 because I had an entry at 165. So what I was looking for is this previous resistance there to potentially validate as a support here if it were to come down that far. And it just flushed right through, and I wound up closing it at the bottom of this candle. I think that was over 10%, maybe 12% or so. I tried to get out at 10%. I think it was a little over on this trade. And again, just hindsight, right? It's a good call. It's a good decision to close that trade here rather than hold and hope and close it here or here or here or here or here, right? As it just kept coming down. So the trades that we took, yes, both losses. But would I go back? And if I could take them again, would I? Yes, I would. I know that just over time, the strategies that I teach and talk about within the Discord server, those strategies work for me over time. But we don't have a perfect strategy. Nobody has a perfect strategy. Nothing will work 100% of the time. If it did, everybody would be rich. And yesterday, I did post the watch list results for the month of August, and we wound up having a 76% win ratio. And this is just part of that percentage that is not part of the winning percentage. Part of that percentage that is losing. So we had good entries, especially on the meta trade, breakout trade, pullback, buy the dip. It just didn't work. Anytime stuff like this happens to you, do not blame yourself. Do not beat yourself up for taking losses. The $400 loss, hey, we'll make it back, right? Not that big of a deal. Minor setback. Yes. Does it suck? Yes. Will we all love to be green every day? Yeah, of course. But this is trading, and we have to accept that trades are not always going to give us follow through, even when we do everything right that we possibly can. Okay, so I hope the video has helped you out. Press that like button for me. Thank you for following along. I promise you we will make that money back. Probably just not today, maybe tomorrow or something. All right, take care, enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you later.